Beneath the blazing sun, in the silent stretches of dry riverbeds and rugged valleys, lies one of nature's most guarded secrets. For centuries, people have searched for gold with the help of tools, machines, and even modern detectors. But long before any of those inventions existed, prospectors relied on something far more powerful: the clues hidden in the land itself. Nature whispers, subtle signs in rocks, soils, plants, and even the shape of the landscape, that gold may be near. Those who learn to see these signs can uncover riches without ever turning on a machine. This is the story of how to spot gold in the wild without metal detectors by reading the language of the earth. Imagine standing in the middle of a desert canyon, your hands empty. No shovel, no pan, no detector humming at your side. And yet, you can tell with startling accuracy where gold may lie. Ancient prospectors did exactly this. They observed natural indicators, geological markers, mineral companions, and even vegetation to lead them to hidden veins of gold. But what are these indicators? How do you read the desert the way they did? The first clue is the land itself. Gold rarely sits out in the open. It moves, carried by water and erosion. In deserts, dry washes, ancient stream beds that may only flow during flash floods are golden highways. These channels act as natural sluices, trapping heavy minerals like black sand, garnets, and eventually gold itself. A prospector trained to spot these channels knows that the bends, the inside curves, and the places where water slows are nature's gold traps. Even without a tool, you can crouch down, sift the sand with your hands, and find heavy black minerals glittering in the sunlight. That is a warning sign. You are standing where gold might have collected, but not all rocks are equal. Certain stones betray the presence of gold. Quartz is one of the greatest storytellers. It often carries gold within its fractures, veins, or in deposits nearby. White, milky quartz that appears shattered, iron-stained, or clustered in veins across the landscape is worth paying attention to. Prospectors know that gold and quartz are close companions. If you stumble across a quartz vein cutting across desert bedrock, especially one peppered with iron staining, rust-colored marks from oxidized metals, then gold may not be far. Another rock to study is black basalt or greenish serpentinite. These rocks often form near geological fault lines where hot, mineral-rich fluids once rose from the Earth's depths. Gold often traveled with them, seeping into cracks, embedding itself into quartz veins, and waiting for discovery. Nature has another way of marking gold's hiding place: iron staining. In deserts, bright rusty red or yellow soils can indicate oxidation of iron-rich minerals like pyrite. And where pyrite goes, gold often follows. This is why old prospectors said, "Follow the iron to find the gold." It's not the iron you want, but the golden secret it sometimes protects. In a desert stream bed, the light sands get carried away by wind and water. What remains are the heavy minerals, dense black sands made of magnetite, hematite, and garnet. These act like a map. Wherever these heavy sands gather in low spots, gold, being even heavier, might have settled in the same place. You don't need a detector to find this. Just drag your hand through the sand. If it feels gritty and you spot fine, dark streaks of heavy minerals shimmering under the sun, you are in the right place. Even the plants can betray gold's presence. Certain vegetation thrives in soils rich in minerals. In desert regions, trees like eucalyptus are known to pull trace amounts of gold from the earth through their roots. In fact, in Australia, researchers found microscopic gold particles in eucalyptus leaves, nature's quiet way of signaling treasure below. Other desert shrubs like mesquite and sagebrush often root deeply into soils near underground water and mineralized veins. Where you see unusual clustering of these plants, it may be worth paying attention. Sometimes the best indicator of gold is human history itself. If you stumble across old hand-dug pits, stacked rock piles, or abandoned stone tools in the desert, you may be standing where others once searched. Prospectors of old relied solely on natural signs, just as we are now. The desert is not silent. It leaves an invisible map for those who know how to see it. Fault lines, quartz veins, black sands, rusty soils, and even certain plants all combine to form a trail that leads the patient prospector closer and closer to hidden gold. Each clue on its own might mean little, but together they tell a story of how the earth shifted, how water carried riches, and where nature decided to hide its treasure. And the deeper you go into this ancient knowledge, the more you realize. Tools may help, but they are not necessary. Nature itself is the detector. But this is only the beginning. We journey deeper into the wild, decoding more powerful natural signals, learning how to read mineral companions, discovering the strange link between desert winds and gold dust, and finally, uncovering the secrets of nature's ultimate gold traps that can reveal treasures even modern technology misses. Now imagine stumbling upon ancient desert gravels, patches of rounded stones far from any living river. These gravels are remnants of rivers long gone, fossilized streams that once carried gold across the land. Though the water has dried, the heavy metals it once carried may still remain. Quartz pebbles, ironstones, and compacted sands mark these ancient beds, and among them, gold can still be trapped. Look also to the plants of the desert, because life finds a way even in harsh lands. Certain shrubs and desert grasses tap into mineral-rich soils. Acacia trees, for example, thrive in soils rich with heavy minerals, sometimes hinting at hidden lodes. Prospectors of the past even studied the ash of burned plants, discovering elevated traces of gold. Nature's roots, quite literally, can lead you down to buried veins. And then there are the red iron stains, those rust-colored streaks and patches across desert rock. These stains signal oxidized iron, often forming near quartz veins. Where iron rusts in the desert, it is not just decay. It is a sign of mineralization, and gold is frequently its companion. The prospector who learns to read rust stains as markers of hidden wealth gains a powerful edge. But the desert whispers in more than just color, it whispers in texture. In places where rocks fracture into sharp edges rather than smooth sands, veins are often nearby. A jagged hillside scarred with quartz seams tells a story of geological violence, where molten fluids once surged upward, crystallizing metals as they cooled. These veins, cracked open by time, often conceal gold waiting in the shadows. And yet not all desert signs lie beneath the soil. Some shimmer openly in the sunlight, float gold. These are tiny specks and flakes carried by wind or ancient streams, now scattered across dry washes. They may look insignificant, but float gold points to larger deposits nearby, weathered from veins and carried piece by piece into the desert sands. The tiniest sparkle, if found, is never to be ignored. The desert also carries strange rock companions, minerals that often sit side by side with gold. Pyrite, chalcopyrite, and galena may glitter falsely, but their presence signals a mineralized system. Where fool's gold lies, real gold may lurk deeper. The experienced prospector never dismisses a patch of pyrite-rich quartz because nature often hides truth behind deception. But the most silent indicators are not in sight, they are in silence itself. Where the desert floor is unnaturally bare, stripped of vegetation, patches of mineral-rich soils often poison plants. Such barren scars, while lifeless, are rich in story. They reveal the chemistry of the ground below, whispering of veins that choke the roots but feed the dreams of treasure seekers. Even stone circles and cairns left by forgotten prospectors may still mark their trails. These early hunters of gold left subtle clues in the desert, stacked stones, shallow diggings, and odd mounds. Many dismiss them as relics of shepherds, but those who dig deeper know they are markers of gold once sought, and perhaps still waiting. And finally, there is the ultimate silence of water. Where desert streams once flowed but now lie dry, their channels still tell tales. Gravels at the bends, compacted into firm layers, trap heavy metals. The dry wash, to the untrained eye, is nothing but sand. To the prospector, it is a map of nature's forgotten gold traps. The desert, though harsh and unforgiving, is never truly silent. Every stone, every stain, every shadowed vein carries a message. To the careless wanderer, these messages vanish in the wind, but to the prospector, they are a code, a language of survival, wealth, and discovery. And those who learn to read it find what others walk past every single day. For in the desert, gold does not announce itself. It waits, hidden in whispers of black sand, in the quiet shine of quartz, in the stains of iron and the roots of trees. It waits for the eyes that see, the ears that listen, and the hands that dare to dig. And so, the desert speaks. The question is, are you ready to hear it? The desert holds secrets older than time itself. Signs etched into rocks, sands, and rivers that whisper the presence of gold. Now that you know how to read these natural indicators, the next strike could be yours. Stay alert, stay curious, and remember, nature never hides without leaving clues. Until next time, keep chasing the golden trail with EGS Pro.